this is part 14, and we're going to be focusing on the 9 square minigame here. So let's start off by copying our trigger here. Now, other people may make it differently, but this is how I'm going to make it. Although normally I just break the squares, but I'm gonna do something a bit fancier this time. So let's should we make it here? And I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I am going to make this hollow. This is where the make hollow command comes in handy. It does kind of save you making the walls, then just do Control U. Or right click, ungroup. Though I am going to bring it this way because we're going to need space for Hale. This is where he is going to stand. Let's bring that forwards a bit. Don't need it like that. Okay, so the squares, let's bring them up to level. I'm just gonna make them first. Just gonna start off with, let's make red. Let's bring that in here. I'll sort the colours out in a moment. Alright, let's bring that there, let's bring that in. We want it to all be kind of even. Yeah, that's fine. And for Hale's area, let's bring this up. Let's just do that. And I'm going to add some walls. Say that size. So I'm going to make some glass here. Let's just raise it all up. Glass, yeah. But I'm going to change the floor so that this part here is going to be red. We're going to put a button in there as well, but it will be blocked off to begin with. So red, and let's make this part all blue, and let's put some wood. I'm going to use the wood that I was using. In the other parts of the map. Let's make that breakable. Set that to wood. Only break on trigger. But we'll come back to sort of doing that. Let's make the button now. Let's make that white. And we'll make it a front button. But I'm going to change the colour of it to green. It's going to start green. And this is another way that you can set this to don't move, because we're not going to kill it. This is another way you can make buttons. And you could do this in the main Deathrun area if you wanted to. instead of killing the buttons, you have them be, you start them green and then you change the colour to red, but we'll get to that. Let's deal with these first. So yeah, we're on the test colour. I'm just going to do RGB here, why not? Let's say, this isn't actually black, it's very dark indigo. But I will make a black square. Just use the Tools black texture. I'm going to use the no fog one. Let's go back to the test colours. Let's have, should we have beige? Should we say light blue? Then white. Here we could kind of have whatever this kind of a light red or something. What's it? It's kind of a maroon colour, sort of. Okay, let's deal with these now. Save as. Now, I'm gonna use track trains for these just because I have the least issue with them when there's players standing on them. So font track train, let's call it 9 square platform 1. And we're going to do fixed orientation and unblockable by player, and no user control, because we don't want players to be able to do that. I should have really done that first, but I don't want to cause any problems. So we're going to need to do path tracks for each one. Make sure you've got it in the center there. So 9 square platform 1, path 1. Let's just drag that down. So remember, you're going to want it to be slightly above. Let's keep it in line. And before I start messing with this, I'm just going to copy this over. What I don't want to do is change the first up target yet. So do the same here. Now, user control fixed orientation is unblockable by player because we don't want it to move at all. Same here. But remember to rename them. So 3. No user control fixed is unblockable by player. I mean, we could do that at the end anyway, but I'm just going to do it as I go. Platform 4. Can fast forward or skip this part. It's a bit boring. I mean, as long as you guys know what to do. Excuse me. Right. Make sure that's all. Let's check through them. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I'm gonna save there just in case. Oh, yeah, no. What I would do here is, well, I'm just gonna do it again for each one, but I will raise that. Uh, 9 square 2 path 1. Square platform 3 path 1. This is where it takes the time, especially when it comes to mini games. Also, I'm gonna save after each one just in case. I would do the same if I were you. There are other ways you can do 9 square, but this is how I would do it if I wanted to be fancy. I did say that I tend to just break them. And in that case, you don't need any dividers because you don't know, by the time it breaks, you don't really have time to react. Although some people might sort of jump around. But this is the fancy way of doing it. So path 1. 2. Nine square platform 5 path 1. Now let's move that down. Yeah, I wouldn't shift drag them. That's just asking for it to crash. I would just create a new one for each one. That's one of the times Hammer tends to crash, when you shift drag path tracks, especially if the paths have already been made. 9 square platform 7 path 1. We're almost there. Oh, that I haven't lined that up properly. Right. Platform 8. 9 square. Platform 8. Path 1. Finally. 9 square. Platform 9, path 1. Let's save that. Now, something else you're going to have to do is go on each one. First stop target, 9 square, platform 1. You've got to do this for each one, but you can, luckily you can copy that and just change the number there. Just go into each one. Make sure it's on its respective path track. Once you know how to make... See, once you start doing mini games and stuff, it's not like... It's the same kind of techniques you use for Deathrun that you will use if you're making a jailbreak map. Although there are different things to think about in terms of the actual logic, it's very similar. Some of you might even be watching this just to see how to make this. You might not even be making a Deathrun map, which is fine. Let's save that. Okay, so we are going to want a logic case. I'll do the divider in a moment. Let's just do the case first. Platform 1, start forward. Just change all these to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9. Now let's make the dividers. I'm going to use the great texture. This is an example of a texture that uses no cull. Let's just make it go up to the ceiling here. Also, I am going to make that a skybox, I think. I'll make that just skybox texture. We see here, you can see it on the inside. Font brush. Let's call that 9 square block brush, because this is what's going to block players to say start disabled. And I'm going to copy that and give that a trigger texture, because we're going to make a trigger hurt here as well. Call it block hurt. Give that a load of damage. And what this is going to do is when the brush comes on, we're also going to kill anyone who's inside it who thinks they're being smart by trying to jump inside it and get stuck. Yeah, let me change this. I'm going to make that skybox. Okay, so we also need a timer. Nine square timer. Start disabled, yes. And on timer, we're gonna do, well, we need to name our case first. 9 square case. And refire interval, let's make it 10. Pick random shuffle. We're going to do that after 5 seconds. Before that, we're going to do the we're going to make the divider appear. And the hurt, the trigger hurt. I'm also going to add a sound. Yeah, let's give it the attention sound effect. Play everywhere. 9 square sound. And we'll play that as well on timer. 9 square sound. And something else we need to do is, of course, disable these. Well, actually, I'll make these disable after 5 seconds, and I'll pick the square after 3. That gives you 5 seconds to move to the next one. So let's compile, Actually, no. First of all, before we compile, we've got to put a destination. Line square red dest. And let's do the same in here. Turn that around. Oh, why'd you put it there? Call it 9 square. I'm going to call it 9 square hail dest. Now let's go to the trigger here. We're going to change these to the same 9 square red dest. 9 square hail dest. And then here we're going to change that to 9 square timer enable. But we'll enable that, which is after 5 seconds. There's no music on there. So let's see if that works.
The way to do it! Kill 'em all!
Let's add a few bolts. Just turned it back off. Let's go to the end. Right, here goes. Let's do it.
You're alright, Doc.
Right, obviously I haven't aligned that one properly, but
Thanks, Doc. Thank you, Doctor. I love
the
this
main
Doctor.
thing is check that it's working. Let's do a host.
Attention.
Speed.
Attention.
If you go there,
Thank you, Doc.
Attention.
Oh,
Attention.
of course, I need to put some water in
Attention.
to trigger
Doctor.
her.
Attention.
You see, it's working.
Attention.
Turn it up. So,
Attention.
I love this Doctor.
Attention.
but we also need to make it so
Attention.
that on the last one it stops.
Attention.
Great Doctor.
Attention.
Let's check this. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but I didn't line it up properly. So yeah, let's add some water. Should we add it down there? Just use the dev water again. You can use any water you like, but I'm just going to stick with this. I think it looks really nice, the dev water. Let's just do it. I'm just going to do it on the same level there. Trigger her. Yeah, that's fine. Now, we're going to want to create a math counter here. This is what's going to count how many squares have gone down. And then when it reaches a certain amount, we'll stop the game, we'll end it, and then we'll break that wooden wooden thing, wooden brush, 9 square counter, maximum legal value 8 because we're starting on 0 and then we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, and then that's when we're gonna end the game. So on hit max, we're gonna want to stop the timer, disable it. Then should we say after 5 seconds? Well, we're gonna want to make a floor as well that appears once the game has ended, so people don't die. Brush, right, 9 square. Let's just call it 9 square brush, but we'll start that disabled. Otherwise, everyone would win every time. Nice square brush. Enable. We'll do that after. Should we say after 5 seconds? And then we need to name this. So 9 square breakable. And with this math counter here, we'll also do that. After 5 seconds, 9 square breakable. Break. So that should be it for the game. But now we've got to deal with the button. So on pressed, first of all, we're going to change the color. So RGB. So it's going to go red. And then what we're going to want to do is make a trigger here, a trigger hurt, which is going to kill the hail or the activator. So just, I see. So do, let me make that a bit bigger there. Select, right, select all these, 2 entity, hurt, trigger hurt, give that a large value, start disabled, we don't want to kill him instantly, call this 9 square, should we say hail hurt, we can call it blue hurt or whatever. So here we're going to have on pressed, 9 square, hail hurts, enable, and that's going to kill hail, and then we're going to win. Of course, it's going to be arena mode, so he will win. I mean, you could also, if you wanted to, you could also do the round win entity as well, just to be sure. But I mean, there's no way that he's going to survive that. Okay, so let's compile it and see how it goes. I'm just going to check something here. Yeah, that's fine. It should work now. Should work as expected.
Come on!
Right, let's go to the end. Nine square.
You're a great
Now
doctor!
we can add some sounds. I mean, we could add some star music.
You're alright, Doc.
Attention.
I'm just gonna watch this though, make sure.
All right, I feel good.
You deserve a medal, Doctor.
Attention.
Oh, look, it looks like I haven't aligned that one properly.
I love this doctor.
Attention.
Appreciate it, Doc.
Attention. Attention.
Appreciate it, Doc.
Attention. Attention.
I might change that actually because that's gonna show.
Attention.
See, they're gonna respawn. You can
Attention.
other colours. There is a colour pack as well.
Attention.
It's because it's a texture that's gonna show through.
Attention.
Okay, so I tell you what I've done. So although the math counter is finished, I forgot to actually add a value to it, so it's not actually counting anything. 9 square counter, add, and let's do 1 there, and I'm going to change this to, I will change it to the very dark indigo texture, and I'm just going to check what's up with this. That should work now, but I tell you what, I'll make some music as well. I'll add some of that, show you how to do it. Now I'm gonna do WarioWare Smooth Moves bumper. That's the Jimmy T.
Depop now has no selling fees, so you can sell what you don't wear.
I don't actually care. Many maps, and this is what we're gonna use. Has it stopped working now? Having some issues, are they? Oh no, we just gotta go in from the hyperlink. Come on. No, I don't want Opera setup. We could amplify that a bit. So that's, I'm gonna level it a bit. I think that's all right. We don't actually need it to. We'll leave that. It'll get compressed anyway. Let's export that as call it 9 square. We'll call it 9 square music. We'll keep it on that, shall we? So ambient generic, and we're going to synchronize it, so we don't want it to stop before the music's over. Let's call it 9 square music, but it's only going to play, and you don't want to set that because it can cause other. This is only going to play once, and it's only short. Because if you have a short sound, there is an exploit that players can use to keep playing it, which it doesn't really matter for music because that's long anyway. So we need to start that. remember our refire interval is 10. So we're probably going to want to enable that after 10. Yeah. I suppose we could make it 15. Let's compile that. Oh yeah, well, let's actually play the sound as well. Let's play it after a second. But I just did the... yeah, that's fine. It doesn't actually matter if you play it immediately because it's played everywhere. It could have an effect though if it was done, if it was a local sound.
Balloons!
Let me just speed up time.
I know the way to do it!
Start. Right. Let's set it to 1. Let's add some bots.
Demo calling here.
Oh, I just need to try and get into the lines together. Start with my
Thank you, Doctor!
Alright, I've forgotten to set the sample rate. That's not good, is it? Well, let's do that again. I'm gonna close Hannah. Let's recompile that. Let's start a bit better this time.
How about them lads? Come on!
There we go.
Hey, give us a hand! Cheers, mate!
Attention.
Thanks for the aid. You're all right, Doc.
Attention.
Let's speed this up a bit.
Attention.
Appreciate it, Doc.
Attention.
You deserve a medal, Doc.
Attention.
You're all right, Doc.
Attention.
Fully charged.
Attention.
You're all right,
Attention.
Doc.
Thank you, Doctor!
Might just,
I love this doctor! You're a great doctor! Thank you, doctor!
Kills them all. Yeah, that's working now. That is 9 square finished. We'll just do that because I don't want them to be clipping. Alright. Hope that helped. Thanks for watching.